You know what I like about this? You know what we kind of missed out on, guys?
Go ahead.
We missed out on the fact that guys are kind of required to know things.
Sir, that is a perfect segue into what I was going to say. She said earlier, hey, behind every successful man is a strong woman. No, not really. And the reason why is because most women are useless and most girls are kind of go through life
but
making
most men are as well.
Can I finish my point?
Yes.
So anyway, what I was saying was, because you said it behind every successful man, correct?
Right.
Okay. The reason why there's no... behind every successful man is a woman, but whether she's useful or not is up to the man, because I genuinely believe that most women are useless unless they're with a strong man that makes them useful and teaches them how to become a commodity in a relationship. Because a girl without instruction is headed for destruction. Women operate at the best when they have a man that's a leader that's telling her exactly what to do and how to operate. Whenever you see girls doing stupid shit, fuck shit, whatever, 9 out of 10 times she either A, doesn't have a father, a strong brother, some masculine leader in her life, or she doesn't have a man. They do the self-destructive bullshit that they do.
Yeah. Where'd you learn this?
Life.
They should be experienced.
Life in general. But I mean, if you look at human beings in general, we've thrived with, male and female relationships where the man was in a leadership role, never the other way around.
But what if they're both useless at the time, like they're young, and then they build together and they both become successful together? So neither one of them was useless. They were both built.
Now that sounds fantastic on paper, but the reality is that...
But it's happened before.
Yeah, but the reality is women don't build, they move in. Most women would prefer to deal with a guy that comes pre-assembled. Most girls don't want to sit there and do the work with a man. They want a man to do the work, and then they come in and they add to it.
But there are exceptions. Do you agree?
The exceptions don't make the rule.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing about men versus women? And I love women, but we would accept a woman, like, for example, like the fact that some of you can't name 3 countries when there's like over 200 choices.
Some of you guys are college students.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, the fact that you can't. Do you know what? Of all the things I know about you all, that is not the thing that made me think any less of you. Of all the things I know of you,
I appreciate it.
That's not one of the things that made me say, oh, like I'm less impressed. I'm less interested.
Yeah.
And so the way men assess women is radically different. I'm more interested in, like, if I come home, are you going to be, help me have comfort after a long day of work? Like, I don't need you to be a scholar, even though I could probably sit here and draw out maps and write down 186 in all the capitals. What's the capital of Namibia?
I don't know. I think Namibia, right?
Windhoek. But the point is, I could do that, but I don't need you to be able to do that. So a man is comfortable with letting you be a woman, however that might play out, as long as you can be a support to the man. Whereas a woman, they got all these goddamn criteria. He need to make 6 figures, have a 6-pack, be 6 feet or taller, and you got all this criteria.
But do you think the reason that you feel like you need multiple women to satisfy your like needs and wants is because of your mentality? If you found a woman that did have like the intellectual capacity that on the same level as yourself, would you be bored as easily as yours?
I never said I would be bored. I just have a king's appetite, love.
Okay, but if you found a woman who was on the same intellectual level as you, would you still want other women?
It's improbable, but certainly yes, I would, because it's not that a woman has a lack of intellect that I would want a separate woman. Women have trouble understanding the thinking of men, which makes sense in as much as we can't really understand your thinking fully. But know this, you might say, Marquette, you like thick women, which I do. And then you see me with a Vietnamese woman, you're like, I thought you liked thick women. I also like thin women. I like tall women. I also like short women. And variety is a flavor, you dig? So it's like, what is a player to do when his favorite flavor is new?
Ooh, I like how you said that. He is
well.
Yeah.
I think that once you like someone, you're in love with someone, your eye doesn't turn for anybody else.
When you're
it's
in
mainly
love
for
with
women.
someone.
Well, I've spoken with men who have the same views.
They're weak.
They're weak.
No, really, they're weak. If you look historically at the men who have multiple wives, it's the men who are favored in the Bible, the men who are favored in the Quran, and when you look at secular society, historically, it's the men who are the greatest leaders. The Pharaoh had multiple wives, the Emperor of China had multiple wives, and you can go on indefinitely. It's the men of power.
Do you think that's because they have a lot of variety and they get bored because these women have nothing to offer but
Because
beauty?
women don't offer much utility in general. Let me just be very frank with you guys. Let's just keep it all the way 1,000. Women don't require a lot of men, but men don't require a lot of women. So since we don't require much of you guys, we're willing to deal with, date, and fuck a majority of you. But since we're willing to deal with a majority of you, with that comes, hey, there's not much utility that women provide. Men provide a lot of utility. Women don't, unfortunately.
Do you have a girlfriend?
What is an NFT?
Typical question.
What is
Yeah,
an
I
NFT?
love that you asked that question.
Every time.
What does and I love how you deflect because you tried this earlier with him before when
No,
you tried
I'm
to
just
make a point.
asking. Do you have a
Bingo.
girlfriend?
What does that have to do with the conversation? at
I'm
hand?
just wondering.
What does that have to do with the question?
Because if
at
you
hand?
don't have a girlfriend, then there's something wrong with you, and I
No,
can
that's
see
not what I
because you're a
said.
jerk.
I'm just saying,
You're a
do you have
jerk.
a girlfriend?
What does that have to do with the fact that women in general don't offer men much utility?
It doesn't. I'm just wondering.
It has nothing to do with the conversation.
And why are you wondering at this moment?
I'm just wondering out of curiosity.
No, you're not just wondering.
Yeah, because
am.
and here's the
You
thing.
want to shame him.
Yeah, because
I'm not shaming him at all.
because
If
here's the-
anything, he's shaming all of us.
No, he's not
See?
shaming me,
See?
but I will
There
say
it-
by
there it is.
nature, I'm gonna cut that off because I don't feel ashamed about a lot of stuff that they're saying, and I'm sorry about that. Now we all have our own opinion.
Go ahead.
That is good, but it's also like it's about your upbringing. What was you exposed to? Like some people are sheltered. Like me, I wasn't sheltered. I actually was raised by men. They
all
told
right,
me.
stop talking
"Do
for 2
not-"
seconds. I didn't finish
Okay.
my point.
My bad.
The point is that women in general don't offer men as much utility as men offer women. You don't agree with that?
No.
I think
Really?
that she was asking this question.
Who's the pick your gender?
What?
Who's the pick your gender?
Who's to pick my gender?
Who is the
Who's the
pickier
pickier gender?
Oh. I don't know. It really depends on the person.
Who has requirements of the opposite gender? Do men have more requirements of women, or do women have more requirements of men?
I think it depends on the person. I'm not going to just put people in a
In
category.
general,
I don't know. I feel like men, honestly. I feel
men
like,
have more requirements of women.
yeah, I feel like they like women to look a certain way, act a certain way.
Yeah, but then women have
If we're gonna have a
expectations of men
conversation,
in terms
hold
of
on. If
financial
we're gonna have a
stuff.
conversation and we're actually gonna talk about facts, we need to establish like level playing ground here. The reality is that women are far more selective than men are.
Yeah.
That's just a biological reality because women have to carry the next child, which is very dangerous for 9 months. So they have to pick the next guy. So, I mean, if you're going to doze off and look at the chat and everything else like that and then have random quims here and there, well, do you have a girlfriend? You're not even listening to the conversation at hand.
I mean, I'm just wondering. I was just wondering.
No, but I mean, like, you're spacing out. You're not really paying attention or whatever.
I
I'm
am paying
explaining to you.
attention. That's why I asked.
So, no, because now you're being disingenuous because I asked you a very easy question. Who has more requirements of the opposite
And I
gender?
answered.
You know it's women that have more requirements of men, but you're trying to deflect and be funny here, which is fine.
Be funny? How is that funny?
You know, you're trying to deflect
I have
and
a question
switch
for
things
you.
around. But if you're gonna do that, that's fine. Then I'm just not gonna take you seriously in the
You
conversation.
don't have to take me seriously. I'm not taking you seriously.
Ooh.
Whose fucking podcast are you on?
Yours. I'm just saying.
So you obviously took it seriously because you dressed up and you came here, correct?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, when you say that, like, disrespectful things about women, I'm not taking you seriously.
I'm not being disrespectful. I'm being very honest here. That women don't offer men as much utility as men offer women. That's a fact.
It's
I'm-
not a fact. You just say that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because facts,
It's a fact for you.
it's a fact for you just because you say it, but that doesn't make it a reality just because.
Who
you say
has
it.
more requirements of the opposite gender?
No, because those are two different things. You're saying women don't offer utility the way men
As
do.
much utility.
As
Men have
much.
to bring
Okay,
way.
as much.
This is
Like,
a fucking fact. I don't care what any of you say. Men
Yeah,
have to
but,
bring
like,
way
where's
more.
the-
Stop interrupting.
where's
Men
the
have to bring way more to the table to get a girlfriend than a woman has to bring to the table to get a boyfriend.
That's true.
That is true.
That's true, though.
I
Okay, so
still
then shut
got
the
my
fuck up.
question
What are y'all
for
talking
you.
about? I'm literally saying it. Men have to bring way more value than women do. Why are you guys getting angry when it's absolutely fact? You are way more selective than most men. You guys probably have more standards than we do.
But why does that have
Definitely.
to do with the utility?
That's okay. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but
No,
I'm just
that's-
saying, well, let's be honest here.
Yeah, okay, but
He just
what
gave us
does
a
it have to do
compliment. We
with
should
the
leave it
utility?
What,
Like
what does
the-
that have to do with utility?
Yeah.
Because women require utility from men to even take them seriously. Men don't require utility from women to take them seriously.
To take them seriously on what aspect? In a relationship aspect?
Yeah.
But
A girl can get a relationship with a guy and bring nothing to the table.
okay,
That's
because
facts.
you're viewing relationship as a formal trait. I think if you
And I'm
view
saying that
relationship-
women-
That's
I'm
what
saying
marriage
women
came
win in the
from,
trade.
actually.
Yeah, marriage. but
Myron,
not
do you believe in
relationship.
love?
We're not in the Middle Ages anymore.
Cute little thing.
Look,
Do you
like I said
believe in
before,
love,
you
Myron?
guys you guys don't like what I'm saying, but when I present you the question, you agree with what I'm saying. It's just that you don't like what I'm saying. But the truth is that men have to bring way more value to get sexual access than women have to bring value to get sexual access.
No, we
But you're
agree
putting
now.
so many points out there.